Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's talk about that. Tonight, we'll delve into the SEC's ongoing battle with the crypto world, scrutinizing both exchanges and DeFi platforms. Binance is also in hot water, facing challenges on multiple fronts. Across the pond, the UK is grappling with its own regulatory maze, affecting everything from the metaverse to basic banking. Stanford University finds itself embroiled in a legal quagmire that ties back to the cryptosphere. Meanwhile, Hong Kong plots a different course from mainland China, leaning into crypto rather than shunning it. And finally, Coinbase isn't just sitting idly by, they're launching a campaign to influence the future of crypto legislation. Buckle up, it's going to be a jam-packed episode. David Hirsch is the head of the SEC's Crypto Assets and Cyber Unit. Hirsch made it abundantly clear the SEC is far from done with its enforcement actions against crypto exchanges and DeFi platforms. Speaking at the Securities Enforcement Forum Central in Chicago, Hirsch emphasized that the SEC's focus extends well beyond high-profile cases like Coinbase and Binance. The agency is actively investigating other firms involved in similar activities. Hirsch stated that the SEC's jurisdiction covers brokers, dealers, exchanges, and clearing agencies that are not meeting their obligations, either through failure to register or inadequate disclosures. The SEC is also turning its attention to DeFi projects. Hirsch warned that the label DeFi won't deter the agency from its enforcement actions. However, he acknowledged that the SEC's resources are limited and they can't just go after every old token and platform. The SEC has already taken action against two Floridians and their company, Blockchain Credit Partners, for selling unregistered securities. The agency also filed actions against LBRY and the founder of the Pulse Chain ecosystem, Richard Hart. While the agency's resources may be limited, their intent is clear: to bring the industry to heel. This is about setting a precedent that will affect the entire crypto landscape. The SEC's focus on DeFi is particularly noteworthy. DeFi platforms, often touted as the epitome of decentralization, are now squarely in the SEC's crosshairs. This could have far-reaching implications for the DeFi ecosystem, potentially stifling innovation or forcing projects to operate in a more regulated environment. The SEC's actions also raise questions about the agency's true motives. Is this a genuine attempt to protect investors, or is it a way to exert control over a burgeoning industry that threatens traditional financial systems? Given the SEC's history of enforcement actions, it's hard not to see this as a strategic move to rein in an industry that has long operated in a regulatory gray area. While the SEC aims its cannons at DeFi, Binance finds itself at the agency's crosshairs too. Now, what's common? Regulatory scrutiny, and it's global. Make sure you like this episode, and let's switch focus to Binance's battles. Binance is facing multiple issues that could have significant implications for its users and the broader crypto ecosystem. In Europe, some Binance users are unable to withdraw euros ahead of the exchange's regional payments provider, PaySafe, ending its support. PaySafe is set to cease its services for Binance on September 25th. But several users have already been blocked from accessing their funds. PaySafe claims that Binance is responsible for customer-facing issues, while Binance says PaySafe gave them short notice about their early account closures. In the US, Binance is under scrutiny from the SEC. The SEC is probing Binance's US arm over the use of custody software provided by its international counterpart. Changpeng Zhao publicly denied that Binance US ever used the software, contradicting previous legal filings by the company. The software in question, initially known as Binance Custody and later rebranded as Kefu, is central to the SEC's investigation. The issues Binance is facing on both sides of the Atlantic are not just operational hiccups, they are symptomatic of the growing pains and regulatory hurdles that the cryptocurrency exchanges are encountering globally. In Europe, the abrupt halt in euro withdrawals for some users raises questions about the transparency and reliability of exchanges. While cryptocurrencies promise decentralization, the platforms that facilitate their trade are still very much centralized entities, susceptible to sudden changes that can lock users out of their funds. In the US, the SEC's probe into Binance US is another chapter in the ongoing saga of regulatory agencies trying to rein in cryptocurrency exchanges. The contradiction between CZ's public statements and the company's legal filings adds a layer of confusion and distrust. The SEC's involvement also signals a broader regulatory crackdown that could affect not just Binance, but the entire crypto industry in the US. Both these issues highlight the inherent risks involved in relying on centralized platforms for trading decentralized assets. They also underscore the need for regulatory clarity, not just for the sake of exchanges, but for the millions of users who are navigating this volatile landscape. From the US to Europe, no one's safe. While Binance grapples with regulators, the UK is gearing up its own crypto storm. Click that like button, lean back, and let's see what's happening in the UK. The UK has been making significant moves in the realm of online safety and financial regulation. These changes are having a direct impact on the crypto industry. Lawmakers recently passed the Online Safety Bill, which aims to protect users from harmful and illegal content online. This bill also extends its reach to the metaverse. Companies are now required to assess and mitigate risks related to illegal content and child safety. The bill is technology neutral. In fact, it's designed to adapt to emerging technologies. The Financial Conduct Authority has been facilitating discussions between banks and crypto firms. Many crypto companies have faced difficulties in opening bank accounts in the UK. The FCA's report on debanking reveals that the most common reasons for account applications being denied included suspicions of financial crime, due diligence concerns, and inactive accounts. The report also suggests that dialogue between crypto firms and banks can help clarify approaches and mitigate risks. Adding another layer to this complex scenario, the former FCA chair Charles Rendell claimed that the regulator faced political pressure to allow crypto firms into the market. Since January 2020, the FCA received 324 applications from crypto firms, out of which 225 withdrew for undisclosed reasons. Only 43 firms are currently registered. New regulations are expected to be introduced in the coming year, mandating crypto companies to ensure transparent and equitable marketing along with risk warnings. The UK's recent legislative and regulatory actions are a bit of a mixed bag for the crypto industry. The Online Safety Bill aims to make the online world, including the metaverse, a safer place. But let's not kid ourselves. This could also serve as a pretext for increased surveillance and control, and especially in a place that values decentralization. The government's intent to make the bill technology neutral might sound progressive, but it's a slippery slope. How will this impact the freedom and innovation that are the lifeblood of the crypto world? The FCA's role in facilitating discussions between banks and crypto firms is another point of contention. While it appears to be a step toward financial inclusion for crypto businesses, the underlying tone is one of caution and suspicion. The most common reasons for debanking, financial crime suspicions, and due diligence concerns are broad categories that can be manipulated to serve the interests of traditional financial institutions. It's a classic case of the old guard setting the rules for new players. And then there's the political pressure on the FCA to allow crypto firms into the market. This reveals a tug of war between political interests and regulatory caution. The high number of withdrawn applications suggests that many crypto firms find the regulatory environment too hostile or uncertain. Upcoming regulations, which include mandates for transparent marketing and risk warnings, adds another layer of complexity. We've talked government, let's talk academia. Stanford's caught in a crypto legal knot, and remember to hit that subscribe button to stay on top of news just like this. Stanford University is returning millions in donations from FTX. The exchange recently sued Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, both Stanford law professors and parents of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. The lawsuit alleges misappropriation of funds, including $5.5 million in donations to Stanford. The university plans to return the funds in full, which were initially intended for pandemic-related research. Both professors deny the allegations. Meanwhile, SBF faces trial next month. Stanford has not commented further on the issue. The lawsuit suggests that the professors chose to ignore red flags indicating fraudulent activity by their son. Last year, FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and acquired properties worth approximately $121 million in the Bahamas before its demise. The parents are also the owners of a luxury home in Old Fort Bay, a secluded community in the Bahamas. Stanford's decision to return the funds is a significant move that could set a precedent for other institutions. not everyone has returned funds from those FTX donations, including many politicians. It raises questions about the ethical considerations involved in accepting donations from companies embroiled in legal controversies. Now, enough of the doom and gloom. Let's pivot to Hong Kong, where they're not just dodging bullets, they're setting the stage for a crypto-friendly future. Hong Kong lawmaker Duncan Chu announced that the stablecoin regulations could be in place by mid-2024. The territory is currently in its second round of consultations for stablecoin issuance guidelines. Unlike mainland China, which has cracked down on cryptocurrencies, Hong Kong aims to become a Web3 hub. In June, Hong Kong initiated its crypto licensing regime, allowing licensed exchanges to offer retail trading services. Industry experts have also urged the Hong Kong government to issue its own stablecoin, HKDG, to compete with Tether and USDC. As we've covered in the last few days, Hong Kong authorities have also started investigating bad actors in the crypto retail trading licensing regime. 8 people were arrested in relation to cryptocurrency exchange JPEX, with complaints involving around $152 million. Hong Kong's approach to stablecoins and cryptocurrency is a stark contrast to mainland China's hostile stance. While China has issued a blanket ban on digital currencies, Hong Kong is actively working to regulate and integrate them into their financial ecosystem. This divergence not only highlights Hong Kong's openness to digital innovation, but also positions it as a potential Web3 hub. The introduction of a licensing regime and the ongoing consultations for stablecoin regulations indicate a structured approach to crypto governance. The arrest of individuals related to JPEX shows that Hong Kong is not taking a laissez-faire approach, but is keen on eliminating bad actors. This balanced strategy could make Hong Kong a significant player in the global crypto market, especially as it competes with stablecoins like Tether and USDC. The territory's willingness to consider issuing its own stablecoin suggests it's not open to just private institutions, but it's also considering state involvement in the crypto space. This could be a game changer in the stablecoin market and could set a precedent for other nations. Hong Kong's crafting policy, but what's being done here? Coinbase isn't waiting for regulators, they're bringing the fight to them. Make sure to hit that notification bell to stay informed. And this is our cover for the night. Coinbase has launched a campaign called Stand with Crypto, targeting 9 specific states in the US. These states include New Hampshire, California, and Wisconsin. The campaign aims to advocate for favorable cryptocurrency legislation. According to Coinbase's research, 51% of Americans believe that the current financial system is unjust, and only 14% are optimistic about its future. The campaign will focus on 4 swing states where voters are less likely to support anti-crypto presidential candidates. A fall 2022 poll revealed that 55% of voters in some targeted states are disinclined to vote for candidates opposing cryptocurrency. In states like Nevada, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, over 40% of cryptocurrency owners use blockchain technology for cross-border money transfers due to its cost-effectiveness and speed. Coinbase's Stand with Crypto campaign is a 14-month-long effort with various programs, including a Stand with Crypto Day in Washington, D.C. The campaign encourages crypto supporters to engage with their congressional representatives to advocate for favorable and transparent crypto regulations. The lack of clear regulations poses challenges for cryptocurrency exchanges and businesses in the U.S. Many countries are already implementing regulatory frameworks to position themselves strategically in the innovative crypto-driven financial system. Coinbase aims to raise awareness and voice its support for cryptocurrency through this campaign. Coinbase's focus on swing states is a masterstroke. These are the states that can tip the scales in an election, and by targeting them, Coinbase is sending a clear message to politicians. Ignore crypto at your own peril. The data speaks for itself. A majority of voters in these states are not willing to back candidates who are anti-crypto. The campaign is also a call to action for the crypto community. It's time to move from debates on social media to real-world advocacy. Coinbase is providing the platform, but it's up to us to seize it. The campaign is about the future of crypto in the US, and that's a future we all have a stake in. So, what happened? The SEC is tightening its grip, targeting not just big exchanges, but also DeFi platforms. It's a clear message that even in the decentralized world, regulation is coming. Binance is facing severe issues, from user fund lockouts in Europe to SEC probes in the US. The regulatory walls are closing in. The UK is navigating a tricky balance between regulation and innovation. From online safety bills affecting the metaverse to banking hurdles for crypto firms, the nation is trying to straddle 2 worlds. Stanford University is returning donations from a crypto exchange, showing a degree of ethics that many donation recipients have chosen not to follow, including many U.S. politicians. Hong Kong is taking a proactive approach, aiming for stablecoin regulation by 2024, contrasting sharply with mainland China's crypto crackdown. And finally, Coinbase has launched its Stand with Crypto campaign, aiming to influence legislation and public opinion. They're targeting swing states and pushing for clearer, fairer crypto regulations. The overarching theme tonight is one of control and regulatory scrutiny. From the SEC in the US to the FCA in the UK, regulators are making their presence felt in the crypto landscape. Entities like Binance and Stanford University are also feeling the heat, dealing with legal and ethical quandaries. On the brighter side, Hong Kong is carving its own path, embracing rather than resisting crypto, while Coinbase takes the advocacy battle to the political arena. These incidents are indicative of larger trends affecting everything from individual investors to institutional players. As we wrap up tonight, it's clear we're at a crossroads, and the decisions made will either pave the way for a more transparent and robust crypto ecosystem, or create barriers that stifle innovation and limit financial freedom, for better or worse. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.